The Ritual Revolution: How Daily Practices Transform Dreams into Destiny. Good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining me today. I'm truly honored to stand before you to share wisdom that has the power to transform not just how we work, but how we breathe, live, and thrive in this demanding world. Recently, I had the extraordinary privilege of interviewing Chandell Thompson, a visionary whose work is revolutionizing how Black women entrepreneurs approach success, wellness, and legacy building. Chandell isn't just another business coach or wellness guru. She is a paradigm shifter, a truth teller whose insights cut through the noise of our burnout culture with laser precision. Her work stands as a testament to what's possible when we reject the grinding mentality that has claimed too many brilliant minds and bodies before their time. Through her guidance, countless women have reclaimed not just their success, but their very lives. What struck me most about my conversation with Chandell was her profound understanding that true success isn't measured by external achievements, but by the quality of our daily existence. The depth of her wisdom reminds us that how we move through each day ultimately shapes not just our careers, but our very souls. Today, I want to challenge a fundamental assumption that permeates our culture: the belief that grinding harder is the only path to success. This notion has become so embedded in our collective consciousness that we rarely question it. We celebrate the hustle. We glorify exhaustion. We wear our busyness like badges of honor. But what if this entire framework is fundamentally flawed? What if the path to our greatest achievements and deepest fulfillment isn't through pushing harder, but through grounding deeper? This is the revolutionary idea at the heart of Chandell's philosophy: that our most powerful work emerges not from depleting ourselves, but from nurturing ourselves through intentional daily practices. Let's begin with the first profound insight from our conversation: rituals as foundations for grounded living. In our hyper connected, constantly stimulated world, we've lost touch with the power of sacred beginnings and endings. We wake up reaching for our phones, immediately flooding our consciousness with others' demands, opinions, and agendas. We end our days the same way, scrolling until we fall asleep, never giving our minds the space to process, integrate, and restore. Chandel emphasizes that establishing sunrise and sunset rituals, whether forest bathing, meditation, prayer, or mindful eating, creates essential bookends to our days. These practices aren't luxury add ons for when we have time. They are the very foundation upon which sustainable success is built. Think about it. How often do we approach our most important work with minds already cluttered, bodies already tense, spirits already depleted? How can we possibly access our highest creativity, our clearest thinking, our most authentic leadership when we're operating from this fragmented state? The science is clear on this. Research consistently shows that mindfulness practice reduce stress hormones, enhance cognitive function, and improve decision making. But beyond the science, there's something profoundly transformative about claiming those first moments of your day for yourself, setting intentions before the world sets them for you. Consider Melissa Butler, founder of the Lip Bar. Here's a Detroit native who launched her company from her kitchen, facing intense skepticism from industry gatekeepers about her bold blue lipstick choices. The beauty industry told her no. Investors told her no. Even Shark Tank rejected her vision. But Melissa had established rituals that kept her grounded in her purpose. Each morning, before engaging with external voices, she reconnected with her mission to create inclusive beauty products that celebrated boldness. This daily practice of centering herself in her vision gave her the resilience to persist through rejection. Today, the Lip Bar is a nationally recognized brand with products in major retailers like Target and Walmart. Melissa didn't just build a successful company, she disrupted an entire industry by remaining steadfast in her vision when everyone around her questioned it. Her journey powerfully illustrates how daily grounding practices don't just support success, they make it possible. This brings us to Chandell's second key insight: self knowledge fuels manifestation. We live in a culture obsessed with external validation. Social media has amplified this tendency, creating environments where we constantly compare our behind the scenes to everyone else's highlight reels. In this context, it's easy to lose touch with our authentic desires and strengths. Chandel emphasizes that taking time to deeply know yourself, your dreams, desires, strengths, and boundaries isn't self indulgent, it's essential. This self awareness becomes the compass that keeps you oriented toward your true north when distractions and doubts inevitably arise. Think about how many people are building careers and businesses based on external expectations rather than internal calling. They're chasing someone else's definition of success, then wondering why achievement feels hollow when they reach it. True manifestation, bringing your unique vision into reality, requires alignment between your actions and your authentic self. This alignment doesn't happen accidentally. It requires intentional practices of self reflection and honest self assessment. Aisha McKenzie's journey with my signature scent exemplifies this principle beautifully. In an industry dominated by mass produced fragrances marketed through celebrity endorsements, Aisha created a business centered on personal fragrance creation experiences. The traditional fragrance market lacked customization options reflecting individual identity. Rather than simply creating another product line, Aisha innovated by centering the customer experience around personal scent creation consultations. She built a loyal following by transforming fragrance shopping into an intimate act of self discovery. What made this possible? Aisha's deep self knowledge. She understood her unique strengths, her exceptional knowledge of ingredients, her gift for connecting with people, her ability to translate personal stories into scent profiles. By honoring these authentic gifts rather than trying to compete on conventional terms, she carved out a distinctive niche that larger competitors couldn't easily replicate. This leads us to Chandell's third essential insight: community and legacy building. We've been fed a persistent myth in American culture, the myth of the self made individual. We celebrate lone geniuses and rugged individualists, but this narrative isn't just incomplete, it's fundamentally misleading. No significant achievement happens in isolation. Behind every successful entrepreneur stands a community of supporters, mentors, collaborators, and cheerleaders. Chandel calls this your spirit team, those who celebrate you authentically and create a supportive foundation for your growth. Finding your tribe isn't just about professional networking, it's about cultivating relationships with people who see your full humanity, who honor your vision, who hold space for both your struggles and your triumphs. Sandra Bookman's featured entrepreneurs powerfully demonstrate this principle. These Black women turn personal hardships into thriving businesses: healthcare spas, hair care lines, baking enterprises. What united their stories wasn't just individual determination, though that was certainly present. It was their ability to build resilient business models rooted in community needs and personal narratives of survival and recovery. Many of these entrepreneurs faced systemic barriers, resource scarcity, and social adversity linked to race and gender. What carried them through wasn't just personal grit, it was their connection to communities that both supported their visions and benefited from their success. One founder created a healing space after her own breast cancer journey. Another transformed family remedies into a brand that now employs people from her neighborhood. These aren't just business success stories, they're legacy building stories, examples of how aligned community creates ripples of impact that extend far beyond individual achievement. Now, you might be thinking, these principles sound wonderful, but how do they translate into practical action in our overscheduled lives? This is where the rubber meets the road. Transformation doesn't happen through intellectual agreement alone. It requires consistent practice. Start small. Choose one sunrise ritual and one sunset ritual that resonates with you. Perhaps it's 5 minutes of meditation before checking your phone in the morning. Maybe it's a gratitude practice before sleep. The specific practice matters less than the consistency with which you approach it. For self knowledge, establish a regular reflection practice. Weekly journaling with powerful questions can reveal patterns and insights that might otherwise remain hidden. Questions like, what energized me this week? What drained me? Where did I compromise my boundaries? Where did I feel most aligned with my purpose? For community building, audit your current relationships. Who truly celebrates your authentic self? Who consistently shows up for you? Who challenges you to grow while honoring your journey? Intentionally deepen these connections while compassionately creating distance from relationships that consistently deplete you. Remember that these practices aren't about perfection, they're about presence. There will be days when you miss your morning meditation or when your journaling feels forced. The power lies not in flawless execution, but in consistent return, in gently bringing yourself back to these grounding practices again and again. As I stand here today, I'm not just sharing ideas, I'm issuing a challenge to fundamentally reimagine your relationship with success, with achievement, with your very life. The revolution Chandell Thompson has ignited isn't just about adding self care to your to do list, it's about dismantling the systems, both external and internal, that have convinced us that our worth lies in our productivity rather than our humanity. What daily ritual will you commit to starting tomorrow that honors your soul's journey toward manifesting the fullest expression of your purpose? I want you to feel the weight of this question, to sit with it, to let it unsettle you, because it should. It should disrupt the automatic patterns that have kept you running on the hamster wheel of achievement without fulfillment. When you leave this room today, you have a choice. You can file these ideas away as interesting concepts, or you can use them as matches to ignite a transformation. You can continue to live by the old rules of success, pushing, grinding, depleting. Or you can become a revolutionary in your own life by embracing the radical act of grounding yourself in practices that nurture your whole being. The most rebellious thing you can do in today's hustle culture isn't working more hours. It's claiming the sacred space to honor your needs, boundaries, and rhythms. It's recognizing that your morning ritual isn't just self care, it's your most powerful business strategy. That knowing yourself deeply isn't just personal development, It's your greatest competitive advantage. That building authentic community isn't just nice to have, it's your most valuable asset. The world doesn't need more exhausted achievers. It needs grounded visionaries who can sustain their brilliance through practices that honor their humanity. Will you be one of them? The revolution begins with your next breath. What will you do with it?